Alright, I think everybody's out of food, so I will try to speed this up a little bit. I think, oh, we got bread. I think Coach talked a lot about the things I wanted to touch on a little bit, but I don't want to shortchange you girls in this program and the amazing things we accomplished this year. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about some pages of notes, so bear with me. I'd like to start this. I've only been on this job about 8 months, 9 months. I'm still learning things like where the lights are in the cafeteria, it's off, and I still have no answer. So, one of the things I will have down for next year. But it was kind of funny back in April when I applied for this job. I used every resource I had, tried to talk to people and say, hey, call Hamilton. Who do you know? Who do you know? We just started. I tried to network every possible angle. I didn't hear anything for a while, so I was a little frustrated. And back in Wisconsin, I was back there for a little bit, getting ready to come back, and I had to get a gift for Brooke because that's just the way it is, I guess. So I had to get a gift, and I was at an American Girl outlet store. Many of you parents know there's about 2 things in there that I can afford. So luckily it was an outlet store, and I was able to find a dog. Brooke wants a dog, and stuffed animals as far as we're getting with it. We ended up getting a husky. And I got back on Sunday night, and I gave her, was it Pepper the husky, partially because that's all I can afford, and maybe it was a sign of good luck, but Monday I got a phone call, Tuesday I had an interview, and Wednesday I accepted the job. So it went pretty quick, so I guess I have to give a shout out to American Girl for their low prices on stuffed dogs, and that's all I can say. When I first met with this team, I knew a little bit about them because of playing against Hamilton. We knew that Hamilton was always an elite program. And I didn't know what they looked like in practice. You can only see certain things. And we had a team meeting and some feedback, and the girls filled out forms. And one of the things that was on there was, what do we need to work on? And they came back as team chemistry. We need to get along. I think some people hate each other, fight too much, or yell at each other. We'd like to get in the weight room more. We fight too much, some of us don't get along, it's team chemistry. And that was pretty much the gist of it. None of it was, we don't have any talent, we're not very good. We had all that. We had to figure out how to get along. And it started with 7 a.m. practices and 9 o'clock weights. And I thought, that's what I said. Like, there's no way, this is everybody trying to get excited. After a week, we'll be at about 8:30, and then by 2 weeks, we'll have about half the girls there, if that. But to their credit, we had about 90% of the girls there every day, and you saw that hard work carry out through the season, whether the weight room or working in the gym. The girls put in time on their summer vacation, 7 to 9, and then 9 to 10 weights, and then games at night. So they earned everything they got this season. And as we watched through the season and the summer ball, there wasn't a lack of talent. There was things we wanted to fine tune, talking with the coaches and that, but the girls worked hard, they had a great attitude. You know, in our summer plans is always be just to develop and get better. I mean, we lost more games in the summer than we did in the season. And I was waiting for the parents and Coach Eric were like, oh, it's coming. Like, we should be winning a lot of these games, but we're trying to get better. There's no banners in here for summer basketball. There's no Highland trophy that we get to put in the trophy case. No one cares. It's about getting better, playing as a team, and working new positions, and the girls excelled in that, and it definitely carried over when we got to the season. We tried to build team chemistry, and I tried not to say, go pride, or let's go MP, or anything like that during the summer, which I still don't like once. I just had a lot of long pauses trying to look at it and wait for someone to say something. But we did a great job, and as the summer went on, it carried over the season, and the girls did some fantastic things. What I would like to do, though, is I would like to brag about it, but I'm going to make them come up here and stand. I'm going to kind of piggyback off of some of the things that Coach Levi said, but you're all dressed up, and I was going to come up here and look sharp. It's your last banquet, some of you, so come on up and stand here. See the enthusiasm in the face.
They're just skipping up there. Skipping up there. Put that on.
You guys can help inside, yeah. You can stand down there. You guys can. A couple things. I want to go through a list of some things that I just kind of made note of, and I know Coach talked about a lot of them, but this is an amazing group of girls. And being in coaching is about my 16th year, I believe. They did some amazing things, and Coach touched on them. Before the season started, this group, with some of the girls out there in the audience, the younger levels, did over 40 hours of community service at feed my starving children. They raise money, I feed my starving children. We did some amazing things. We had an unexpected water balloon fight that the seniors put together where they wanted to unload on some of the underclassmen after practice. Part of our team building, maybe there were some anger issues we had to get out from the previous year, I don't know. But the girls had a good time with that. Pool parties, summer breakfast, team breakfast at different communities. As you can see, we probably went to state in team dinners and lunches as well. If you watch the slideshow, there's quite a bit there. But that was one of the things this team needed, and they put work in to do it. We had a pizza party with boys basketball. We went to girls volleyball games and supported them. We committed over 20 hours at the Chandler Care Center handing out meals as a team. We adopted a family at Christmas and gave back there. We did a team movie. We tried selling root beer floats for homecoming, which turned out to us eating a lot of root beer floats as the temperature heated up. But the girls had a good time. I think Maddie was showing off her lacrosse skills there that we never knew about. We were selected to play in a McDonald's tournament in Texas, El Paso. And it was a lot of teams nominated for it. The girls, we had a long bus ride, learned some interesting things. A lot of singing and dancing. Kai was a good singer. I learned that Maddie knows every song or every word to the Humpty Dance. Everybody knows. True story. You wouldn't think it, so you could go with it. To see the girls in during class, tutoring each other at fifth hour, working on each other with homework, and making sure girls had assistance and help with what they were doing. We went to girls' soccer games and got nuts because we were the only ones there. We had no idea what we were chanting or yelling or doing. Other already telling them they don't want them. Repeatedly to every girl that was throughout the stadium. They don't want them, they don't want them, she don't want them. And then she wanted the rest to throw a flag, which wasn't happening either. So we tried, but we like to think the girls appreciated it and helped them get to the state final. As Coach mentioned, Michaela is making the world a better place. The girls did a great job of eating all of Michaela's baking and enjoyed it. So it went to a great cause, just a little thing there. We had a team dodgeball game that they forgot about where the coaches and seniors proved to be superior and took it to the underclassmen. We were waiting for some parent phone calls and we were too but they were okay with it. We successfully had, as Coach mentioned, the first pajama night where coaches were pretty much dominant in that. We put down about 6,000 calories per kid on the way home with Little Debbie's, Oreos, Pringles, Sour Patch Kids, and whatever else we had. This team has over 5 students with a 4.0 GPA, and as a group, this team up here has a cumulative GPA of 3.77. That's extremely impressive. For all the long hours and long nights, a lot of things. And the last thing, and it was on display again today, and unfortunately the parents weren't here, is we did the assembly with the state trophy and got to come out. The bond that this group has with unified sports is probably the coolest thing I've seen in high school sports. The way they get along, the way they come out before games, it's really a special thing, and I'm proud of the way they act and do that in their home. So it's a neat thing, and I'm very proud of it. So that's a little bit about what this group has accomplished off the court. And one of my biggest fears, and I told them after the game, was if we didn't win that game, some people are going to say we had a failure for the season. And the amazing things they accomplished throughout the year, and this team chemistry, and we saw those pictures. There was no one throwing any punches. Everybody's having a good time and hanging out together. There were smiles and some dancing, I think. I don't know quite what it was. But they accomplished amazing things. And I was truly afraid that someone would say we had a failure, we should win a state title. And I think these girls proved that you can do amazing things. There's a lot of great teams out there. I said before, we didn't win a state title, but I think all that stuff we accomplished and put together helped get us over the top. I'll talk just a little bit about the season. Try to go quick. We started out the year with the win as one model, and then as Coach and I got a little frustrated. All we wanted to know about was our gear, what gear we were getting, and what kind of gear, and what else we were getting, instead of winning as one. But the girls did some great things. Early in the season, we beat all these top teams that people forgot somehow at the end of the season, but we clobbered Mesquite the first time we played them. It's like the second time people see we forgot that. We beat a lot of the top teams. We went to the McDonald's tournament in El Paso, like I mentioned. We went 3-1. The only team who beat us was a team out of Chicago. It's ranked in the top 100. We went out and played 8 in the morning. It wasn't a strong suit. I would like their chances. We played in the night tournament, going 3-1, and we beat the team from Lotus, who is currently ranked 16th in the nation. Was a beater, yes. We did have a tough loss on senior night, but I think it loosened it up a little bit, and I think we'll gladly take the semifinal win over the senior night win. Varsity, we picked the wrong night to go to Millennium for their senior night, but it happens. There's always one night where it doesn't go well, and that's okay. As Coach mentioned, the playoffs started out a little rough. I was sick. I was too excited about the boys win the night before, I guess. But I had all the faith in the world that the girls would get it done, and the coaches did a great job, and I appreciate them taking over and doing that. Quarterfinals. Varsity slapped us in the face about a minute and a half in the game. It was a tough battle all night. We had to adjust on the fly, and I told the girls, honestly, that's the only time. It was about a 30-second thought during that game when I thought, this is how it's going to happen. We're going to go down with an injury. It's not our night. We weren't shooting well. And then I told myself to figure it out, toughen up, and the girls just did it for me. So we got on it, and once we got that, we got some momentum. We got rolling. We got to Valley Vista, and the biggest thing there was we had to make the girls believe. And we told them time and time again, and Coach and I talked about it. We knew from the summer, people remember, we played it in the summer, and we used that same zone, and we put it in our back pocket until that Valley Vista game. We didn't want to show it the first time. I almost was mad I didn't show it against Gilbert, because we had it put in before that, and could have used it, but we saved it. And I think they really struggled. The girls executed perfectly. And I think after that game, they realized that they could do anything. The biggest thing was Coach talked about was that week in practice, which you guys wanted to see. The starters, for lack of a better word, were getting worked by the other girls. Worked. Frustrated, had to walk off. Coach, we had the girls, and they were cheering, they were loving life. They were just taking it to them. We kept telling them to keep doing it, and we were like, oh, we're doing great. Let's talk trash. Let's talk trash and do it. Because Valley Vista's going to do it. And they were phenomenal, and the more they did well, the more excited they got. And we almost had a breaking point. Coach had to call timeout, talk to starters, and said, I got to talk to them. I talked to the other girls and said, keep doing it. Get louder, trap them, start celebrating, really get in their face about it. It got us ready, you know, and it's one of those things you don't get to see all the hard work sometimes that they put in practice, but that was huge, and he pointed it out after the game. Winning that game was a great feeling, but the coaching staff never doubted for a second. We knew what we could do if we just stuck to our game, and everybody stepped up, you know, starting with practice. There's a cool picture I'll be able to get to later that I keep thinking about from that game. One of the things I do remember from that game was every time out, every dead ball, every end of the quarter, was Jordan Childs standing behind me, just high-fiving every girl as they went on the court. Every single time. She didn't sit down, she got out there and she just did what she could to get that team ready. It was just enough. There was 2 minutes left in that game, and it might have went a little different. But we had to figure it out, we knew how much time there was, and the girls did a great job. Once we got to that game, we got to the ski. I don't have a whole lot for that. We showed up, we were confident, we pretty much kicked the butt in our state champs. So, that's about how much time we spent on the ski. We don't need to tweet that either. I did no Twitter fight. Unless they say something first. Real quick, I want to say just one thing. Coach touched on a lot of things. I want to give these girls their due and say something about each one of them. Raylan, freshman, came up. She's real quiet. We're trying to get her to talk and be a little more vocal. Where is she? She's just smiling. No words. She had big expectations, and she had it kind of rough because all we talked about. Anytime those freshmen or JV come up, we need to teach them that they're not on our level right now. And she kind of got beat around a little bit, but she didn't complain. She just got playing it and understood it. I think it made her a better player. Serena, the coach talked about, played JV, did some great things, helping us with great attitude. If you watch some of her games, she's kind of known for the reverse layup. She fits in every once in a while. It's pretty sweet. She does a great job with that. Michaela Sport, post player, worked hard. She was a girl when I first started. We had open gym, and there was a lot of club stuff, things going on, track, and it would be me, Michaela, and about 3 other girls. She was always there working. She worked hard in the weight room, and she did a great job. Jordan, unfortunately, she had that concussion early in the season, held her out for a while, but like we said, she's one of the nicest kids I've ever been around. Coach and I were talking, she was more, what do you can you coach? Great, yeah, okay, sure, no problem. She just runs off, and she's just in a great mood. And I'm telling you, things like that Valley Vista game are things that coaches remember, and I think the girls remember. And it's great to have someone with that positive attitude all the time. Celine, she played some JV games, played some varsity games for us. I think her confidence started to grow, and once that started to go, she was one of those ones that Valley Vista we just loved life as they were beating the starters. Like, this is great, man, we gotta keep going, we got it. And she was great, and as Coach mentioned, somehow the coach found her, or a fan found her weakness of pulled pork. The story was, we're at Tucson, Ironwood Ridge, Friday night, we're clobbering them. It's dead silent in the gym, Celine's ready to shoot, and the guy just screams, pulled pork. She shoots it about 8 feet short, a big smile on her face. So that's always been the running joke. I still, to this day, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty funny. I mean, no one throws out pulled pork at the out. But that guy's scoring about 100% with it, so great job to him. Kaya, great shooter. She had a tough ankle injury this summer, even the Chester Cheeto socks could not prevent. Then she got on a roll and started playing well, and then an idiot coach hit her in the head with a ball during practice. Kind of put her back on the shelf. So we can straighten out the coaches over there, get it figured out for next year. But her shooting is going to be a huge asset, and we're excited to get that going. Jasmine, super hard worker, excellent strength, works hard in the weight room. Coach talked about her defense. She does a lot of great things out there that you don't see in the stat column, just with hustle and intensity and toughness. Cardi, as we watched the film today, the broadcast, Miss Energy. People are wondering what Cardi did to the announcer, but he was all about Cardi Harris. Oh, Cardi Harris gets the game, it's about to go down. Pretty much right. And you saw, Cardi had some great flashes. She got in there, and it was a bucket, and another rebound, and another layup. And just her hustle and athleticism, and she made some great plays. I think a big summer, and she's really going to take off next year. Hannah, according to the announcer, was phenomenal. Phenomenal. She did a great job. She started going to the basket more. I really thought, and I've told her, I thought she was going to score about 30 in that championship game the way it started. I was like, wow, she was making every jumper. And today it was just getting louder and louder every time she scored. You can watch the game, she was loving life. As you've seen from the video, she leads us in our Zumba workouts and the dance routine. She'll maybe do it later. It doesn't take much. You get her, she'll demonstrate. Maddie Frederick, Maddie, great athlete, great student. One of the hardest workers. We're always in the gym. We always turn around. Maddie's always on the court. She did some great things. We're starting to get some of our postseason selection awards and things like that are coming in. There's always some hiccups in it and some questionable. There's a lot of questionable things that go on with it. But Maddie has won a couple of awards. There's still some more going. She was a second team all selection due to some errors. And also tonight we had the all Chandler team vote, and Maddie was voted the player of the year. We got to do that one in person, which helped get some things done. So congratulations to Maddie, only a sophomore, big things to happen. Maya. Right on cue. Maya, as you can see, her spirit and her positive energy is always great. Her leaving things behind everywhere we go is also a well-documented fact. Today she couldn't find her backpack as we were leaving the film room, but we found it. She worked hard, as you saw. Down the stretch, she had some great games. A lot of that goes to credit with Coach Lindsay, working with her every day. And if there's anybody that got beat up in practice for Maya, I would like her to step forward. But as soon as she got in there and Lindsay was covering her, Lindsay would give her a shove about 4 feet. Tell her, you need to toughen up. Maya would come back. But you would always take one good shove and remind her, like, oh, I better step it up. And Maya did, and you saw it down the stretch. She executed great. And it was just like Coach said, a constant climb up the top, and it came with the hard work. I would sit back and laugh at the coaches like, Lindsay is beating the crap out of her right now. And I was just having fun playing basketball, and that's what it's going to take to get better. And we're like, all right. Courtney was extremely versatile. Yeah, Courtney Collery, French pronounced it Collier, there were some other things. She's pretty worldwide now after that game. But she did some great things. She played numerous different positions. We asked her to be a little more vocal over the Michaela went down, and she did that. Just her toughness, her willingness to do that, and she played big in those last couple of games, and that's exactly what we needed and what we expected her. She was one, I think, that needs confidence at times. Why, I don't know. She should have it. This whole group should have it. But the constant reminder of the girls believing in each other was big, and I think that helped propel her down the stretch. We've got a couple of seniors. Haley, X Games Haley here, who missed the first part of the season with an injury, trying to qualify for X Games 30 or whatever she was doing. And you can see her personality, her fun spirit, and all that is something we missed, will miss. She always came in with a great attitude. You know, it's one of those where we'd be like trying to get her going. Haley, are you ready to go? And she'd get good. I gotcha. And being my first year, I don't know if I should yell at her or what, but then she would kind of get going. She'd come in and have a story about her dog, or come in about, I think someone's breaking into her house right now, or something, and then she'd get on the court, and as Coach mentioned, she would start knocking down threes. But she always had that good attitude, that great story. They kept things loose. We wondered if you should check on your house if you think it's being robbed. She would not have a maid. So it was a lot of fun, but we're definitely going to miss that personality. I wish I would be here longer to have more time with them, but she's going to go on to do great things at the end of the day. Peyton Whitmore. Peyton, as their point guard, did some great things. She passes the ball up the floor better than any point guard I've ever seen. The ball's in her hands and it's gone. And teammates love playing with someone like that because they know if they sprint down the floor and waste all that energy, there's a 99% chance they're going to get the ball. So it's fun to see that. She does a great job. Talked with the coach before I got the job, trying to get the feel of some of them. He said Peyton's kind of the enforcer. He said if anybody tries talking crap about this team, Peyton will take care of it. And a lot of people second that, I guess. That'll be all right. She even said her and Haley here would be the first ones to throw some punches if something were to go down in the game. So the girls enjoy having someone that knows they have your back. And you definitely can say that about Peyton Whitmore. Coach said she will not let anybody badmouth this team. She will not let anybody badmouth her friends. Peyton will take care of it. Make it known that you don't talk to her because she cares about like that. And he talked about the love she has and things like that. And it's evident on the court. There's no fear. She goes at people. She plays physical. And I think it's good to have someone that you know, if something goes wrong, you're like, oh, Peyton and Haley will start to take care of it. Get behind them and finish it. So it's key to have, yes, someone, Maddie said she would be running for the bleachers. So it's good to know. We got a couple that will protect the other ones, but you need that. That's what you want from seniors. Seniors to say, don't worry about it. We've got it. We'll take care of it. You guys are safe. And they did a great job. Her toughness, her passing, her shooting. She finished strong. She's moving here, senior, and state champion. Today, the all-section voting Peyton, because of some snafus I don't want to get into right now, was named honorable mention all-section. So there's still some voting, and we're trying to. It's a mess. The last senior we have, Kayla Flair. Kayla, known for some of her student athlete awards. She was named the AZ Central Player of the Month. She was named the Parker & Sons Character Counts Player of the Month. A lot of that stuff is a tribute to what she does with the making the world a better place, the unified sports, just constantly being involved. True story, when I got the job and I started to learn things and meet kids, I felt pressure that I need to make sure I raise my game on what we do off the basketball. Whether it's community service, whether it's doing something for Unified, whatever it is, we need to make sure I don't bring the ship down, bring the team down. We've got to raise our game. And we did that because of her countless hours of work and spending time trying to be involved in those things. Kayla definitely threw a wrench into our perfect playoff run we had going there, breaking her hand a few seconds in, and that was one of the sickest feelings I had during that game, was to know this isn't going to end well. I think I knew something was bad. She's holding her hand. I'm telling the coaches, she's hurt. They're like, she's fine, she's fine. Like, now she's holding it, running down the court. Like, she's fine, she's fine. I gave her about 30 more seconds. I said, I don't think so. And you know what? Michaela talked to the girls after the game. We took a vote to keep playing this season. That's what Michaela would have wanted, even though she was there. And the girls right. Michaela talked and said, you guys can do this. And they started to believe that she's got a strong voice that people will listen to. So she did a great job. Michaela was named to second team all section. And here's how voting is good. And she was player of the year for the section and not first team. She was also named first team all Chandler today. Which I need to backtrack with because Maya was first team and Courtney wasn't on the mention. Again, there's politics in that, but it's for another day. But it was a great senior group. I'm very proud of them. I'm excited that they're going to be the first ones, and it's never going to change. History has been written that they will be the first group ever win a state title here. Pictures will be in the hallway. Names are going to be on the state championship trophy. We get our picture, the names engraved on the trophy. We're going to have the banners. That's something that 10, 20, 30 years from now, they can always say we were the first ones, and that's never going to change. That's pretty good thing that I was here for. Alright. Last thing, I'll make this quick again. As awards, I just want to say some thank yous to Coach Vanis and Mr. James, who was in and out tonight, for giving me this opportunity. Coach Kane, who helped build this program. I didn't walk into a team that was 3-30. We had a lot of wins and a lot of talent. Deserve some credit for that. The boosters for this banquet tonight. Everybody had fun. I think it's fun to enjoy. It's hard to have a bad banquet when you're state champs, but we had food, we had candy, we had nice decorations, so it went great in my book. Thank you for that. The parents for trusting our plan and process. Like I said, we lost more games in the summer than we did in the season. There was a plan for that. It was to get better, get ready for the season, and accomplish the great things that we did. Thanks to Eric Rocco, Mr. Flair for the best film man in the business. The Oscars went on the other night. I thought there was a chance he was going to get something, and he was 9. A couple coaches, Coach Hartwig, who did some film, Coach Lauer, who came to talk to the girls. I see we have the ring pops tonight. He talked about being diamonds and playing under pressure, Dream Girls. Coach Bader came to talk about his state championship and not being a Superman. I want to thank the coaching staff, Roger, for all his work. Every time you ask them what's on the plan, it was fundamentals. That's what these girls need. Coach Molnau might be one of the nicest people I've ever met as well. She's from Wisconsin, that helps. She showed up. Anytime we needed help with something, we needed the guys' balls for a game or anything like that, she was happy to bring them. She did some great things, and I appreciate all she did. Dwayne for coming with me from Mountain Point, as he maybe mentioned, he has a daughter that is a senior basketball player at Mountain Point. And he spent his senior year at Hamilton. She told him, go to Hamilton, you'll have more fun. I think we did. And it's nice for him to make those sacrifices. As you guys know as parents, it's tough to do. But he made the sacrifice to come here and work with this great group, and I think he enjoyed it. Coach Alex for doing all of his time, coming in, working with guards and shooting, and just working hard wherever we have an opportunity. Coach Lindsay, as we said, took post players to another level. Her experience is something that none of us have or will have, on the guys' side at least. Hopefully some of these girls someday can give back. But she's got a great Wikipedia page, so you know you're big time. I know someone's going to get their phone out right now, check. But it's something that we can't. We need to play at the highest level, to play professionally, to come back in Wisconsin to share that feedback with girls. And they enjoyed having her stories about what she eats overseas and any of that. They enjoyed it. And Coach Felipe, who is the most dedicated coach I've ever been around. I came here and it was like he was a graduate. And I mean, from day one in the spring, we were already talking about what we got to do. And he was putting in time. And he was on top of it. There's a million text messages I get yelled about my dad on text messages all the time. A lot of it goes with him, this idea of what can we do, how can we make this team better. I can't make it, well, I'm going to show up and he's going to do it. He was just committed like no one I've ever had before. And the girls reap the benefits of that. He said, I was here working. None of this is possible without the staff. I mean, they're great. There's a lot of times I'll just turn them loose and they can do whatever. Because they're great. I mean, this is a true team effort. I know they don't do my time out long, but that's another story. They seem to think I need to burn more, but whatever. So, I know I've gone on long enough. I know it's Thursday night. Everybody's taking spring break. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. Thank my I do want to thank my family, my daughter, my parents, my in-laws, my wife, and I'll get in trouble with my wife. being our supporters. So thank you to everybody. I mean, it was a truly amazing season. The reporters talked about it. We're already talking about repeat. So juniors want to be the first one to have 2 left on holiday. So that's our plan. Thank you for everything. I guess seniors, I don't know if I trust them, but I will. It's our last chance. They might, who knows, different jokes. Yes, okay, so, no, go ahead. You guys can sit down. I'm going to pass out awards for letters. We have Raylan Nenning, who lettered.
Give them letters. Sorry, I didn't realize I went that long. It's my first time winning a state title. Yes, so very important.
Okay, so first I want to start out and say that I quoted Coach Eric in my speech. He said exactly what he just came up here and said. So I'm going to repeat it. But I'd like to start off by thanking everyone in this room for supporting us through everything. We didn't have the easiest road to state, as Coach Eric would say. We had multiple opportunities to throw in the towel and use our adversity as an excuse. The new head coach and a new system to learn and perfect so quickly, we could have doubted ourselves. With dropping from number 1 to number 3 at the start of playoffs, to our new head coach calling in sick 2 hours before our first playoff game, and Coach Eric almost firing himself at halftime, to a key part of our family falling to a broken hand in the next game, and it kept on coming. Our first game without it, we faced the team who handed us our first L in regular season, but we didn't need excuses. We knew what we were capable of. It wouldn't have been possible for me without my parents. I want to thank them for getting me out of Basha and giving me the opportunity to come here, because the past 2.5 years at Hamilton have been the best few years of my life. This team has come together to form a family, something I didn't expect considering we all had our differences. The love on this team is something you couldn't find anywhere else. Sometimes I think we want each other to succeed more than we want ourselves to. You guys believe in me even when I don't believe in myself, and without knowing it, you inspire me. I wouldn't have traded this season for the world, and I wouldn't have wanted to experience it with anyone else. I kind of like you guys, actually. I'm going to miss you. You're going to have a road trip to U of A to come see me next year. But anyways, most importantly, I'd like to thank the coaches. I believe that you made this all possible for us. You put in more hard sweat and yelling than any other coaching staff in the state. It was what we needed, though, and I couldn't be more proud of what we accomplished here at Hamilton, together as one. It's funny because after we won, all we talked about was how it didn't feel real. That was because it was what we expected. We weren't going to accept anything but being the best. My teammate said it best on the morning of the state game. She said, "Let us do great things today. Let's give people a reason to take us more seriously. Just because we had bumps in the road doesn't mean we don't deserve this. Believe that we are going to win, play together, and play for MAC. So let's prove to ourselves, our school, and everyone else that we are great." And that is exactly what we did. Oh, and if you were wondering, those are the wonderful words of Cardi Harris. Lastly, I want to thank my girls, Mac and Hewitt, for begging me all those years to leave Team Arizona, aka the Ski Club team, to come play with them on the show, because boy did it pay off. When I finally went to the dark side with you guys, I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. Little did I know I would create lifelong memories with people I would now do anything for. I would also find myself Coach Showtime. Not only one of the best coaches I've ever had, but a second dad. I can't wait to see what the future holds for each of us, even though Max swears he's not going to talk to us in 10 years. I love you guys and always will. And finally, I'll leave you with a quote from my homie Drake. I got a really big team, and they need some really big rings. So, alright. I was surprised this one down for y'all, but to be honest, if you know me, you know I'm doing this. So, first off, I want to start off by thanking all my coaches. But I just want to give a huge thank you to Coach Eric for kind of being one of my best friends, to be honest with you. I could always go to him, and especially last year, he was helping my success and the way that I am now. He played a big role to the person that I am, the player that I am today. And so I just want to say thank you for that. And Coach Alex, thank you for giving your time and to all of your shooters and to your guards. I want to say thank you for helping us with building our confidence and getting us to the way that we got to play off in the state finals. Coach Lindsay, you're my girl. I just want to say thank you for beating us up kind of now. I need practices. We all know that I'm not a big practice player. I hate practice, no offense. But y'all made it fun for us. And you made it fun beating us up. You gave me a reality check into the real world. And for my next year, I'm going to on basketball. So you gave me a reality check and I need to kind of wake up. And I want to say a huge thank you to Coach Schneider for coming in. We had a rough start at the beginning of the year. We have stress fracture in the tibia, but we grew, we made it. I also want to give a thank you to Coach King, who isn't here with us right now, but he was a huge part of my 3 years, and will leave me as a little 13-year-old point guard starting her against one of the best teams in the nation. But I also want to give I want to say a huge thank you to my teammates because I love you guys and I have you. And I want to give a special thank you to Haley for being one of my best friends. And as I security that we were dating, whatever, but it's been really fun playing the last 4 years with you and having you as my lead woman. And I want to say sorry to Mama Megan for trying to move into your house to check the turtles. But it's going to be hard not being with y'all next year. If I start crying, sorry. Come on. Don't look at me. I want to thank you for my girl, she's never here. I was told to take her under my wing this year and kind of have her follow me after playing guard, but I love her. She taught me a lot more than I probably taught her. And having her around for 8 years. Going from, 2 cup teams, I don't know, leaving Arizona Elite, going to the show, team here now, it's going to be really fun. Another thank you, even though shout out to Cardi. We definitely had no problems last year. Definitely. Could have sworn you kicked off the team out. But you're my girl. Thanks for always having my back. I like what I'm doing and your good luck next to me. Kind of spiritual. Talking about your kingdom and stuff, you make my day. Glad I get to be a part of the little world. But also, I want to shout out to 2 of my little sisters, Maddie and Kaya. Maddie got to play together for only 2 years over the summer. You're one of the most vibrant people I've ever played with. Honestly, I look up to you that kind of, you shoot like that. Hopefully you're still part of the police department, so I'll be able to get down there and see you play tonight. What
kind of coaching me through my speech. And last but not least, I want to give a thank you and a shout out to Matt. Been one of my best friends for the last 5 years. I mean, I know I have. Coming from crying her eyes out to not wanting to come and practice with us. I'm glad that she and we went through a lot of things and we're still going through something right now, but with you breaking your hand over summer, I kind of drove us all to want to be better for you. And with you breaking your hand, going to the Gilbert game, I told you, I texted you, I literally said, we're getting this ring from that. And I know I speak for myself and a lot of you, if not more. I also want to thank my parents, my mom back there, for being my support system and lecturing me after my game, even though I don't want to hear it a lot of times. And my dad and my coach. I don't know what to say, and that's not the words. The passion I can have for the girls on this team and the girls that he coaches is indescribable. And I don't think I would ever learn and get better from anybody other than him. And he's my biggest role model and who I look up to. I love you. Also, I want to give a shout out to my horribly behaved nephew over there. He's been crying all night. Just want to put a fun fact. Every game that we lost, I did not get a good love kiss from him. So I blame that on him. I just want to say thank you for all of that. And shout out to Wichita for the shoes. Good looks. Yes. It's my second time for giving my shoes that she came to. And I basically just want to tell you guys, enjoy the moment that you guys have with each other. Because if I could give you another year, I would trade everything. And just live it and just love and learn from each other. And that's the biggest thing that I can tell you, is to just embrace it and don't let it go. Cherish these moments forever.
Please bear with me, everybody, because everybody wants to speak. But I'll try and make it in 10 minutes. First, I would like to thank the Hamilton coaches, Coach Snyder. As one was their senior year, I was extremely worried about having a brand new head coach in my last year of high school. He didn't know us, we didn't know him, and we had less than a year to figure each other out. However, in the first 3 months of Coach Snyder coming to Hamilton, I could truly tell he was going to be good for us. I remember telling my parents at the beginning of the season that while it was going to be hard on us, that's what we need to succeed. You know what's best for us is always most confident. Thank you for taking us to an out-of-state tournament and throwing in some enjoyable games randomly at practice or the other day after a game to make the season more fun. While I am so grateful for your coaching, I am also so grateful for your golf play. You are literally a little boy. I love watching you play defense on us, and I'll never forget you always charging like a bull at us with your head down every time someone shoots it. You receive so much joy from swatting our shots and literally mock every single person on the team, but I truly appreciate why you're working this coach for us. Coach Garrett, knowing you for 2 years now, you have impacted my life both on and off the court. Thank you so much for always getting up early on the weekend and taking time out of your Saturday to work extra. No one is paying you or rewarding you for your help, yet you are always so willing to help anyone get better. Some advice to the underclassmen: if you want to get in a tough workout, always text Eric, who is always willing to help. I've learned so much from you, and I've grown to be a much better player, especially on defense. Thank you so much for your confidence in me as a player. You are so much more than a coach, though, as you are someone who I can always go for help, questions, and just someone to talk to. I cannot thank you enough for going out of your way to try and make my achievement recognized. You understand the importance of not just basketball, but the service you give me back. You're not just a coach, but a good friend, and I know I will always rely on you for the rest of my life. Coach Lindsay, while I am not a post player, and I luckily never had to do fingertip push-ups, I am extremely grateful for all the work you put into our team this year. You truly pushed us and made us so much better, especially the post players. Maya has improved drastically just this year, and I can't wait to see the incredible things she accomplishes next year and next year. Being able to have access to a professional basketball player as a coach is a complete honor, one that I'll appreciate for the rest of my life. Coach Alex, thank you for being an inspiration with nutrition and fitness and for putting in extra time to make us better. While I think some of the suggestions for punishment you give Niagara are ridiculous, aka a mile for every foul, you expect great things out of us to push our potential. Thank you for pushing us and for being at the beginning of the year before we had happens. Coach Kane, even though he's not here tonight, I'd like to thank my previous Coach Kane as well as Coach Cheney and Pearson for believing in me right from the start. I remember when I came here as a scared little freshman who was just hoping to make the freshman team. However, the coaches truly believed in me and decided to put me on varsity. That enormous honor helped boost my confidence and greatly prepared me for the past 4 years. Showtime. Honestly, no words can describe how much you mean to me and how much you impact my life. I remember going to my first basketball practice of yours 5 years ago, after I was crying for 3 hours because I really wanted to go and I thought you hated me. And I was honestly the most uncoordinated British child ever that had barely ever played basketball before. I have absolutely no idea why you want me on your team, but for the first couple of months I probably sat the bench 90% of the time. But you continually worked with me and shortly thereafter I was winning more and more minutes and I began to start. You seriously turned me from the uncoordinated, terrible player into someone who made varsity freshman. You really developed me into the basketball player I am today, and you are a big reason as to why I left softball and fell in love with the game of basketball. I can't thank you enough for your tremendous confidence in me and everything else. Now for my family. I honestly know that I have the most supportive and loving family out there. My mom is honestly my idol, and I can go to her about anything and everything, and you always have my back no matter what. Thank you so much for always working so hard and inspiring me to do the best I can do. You taught me that no matter what I'm doing, I need to make sure that I have to do it. Also, thank you for giving me your shooting form because we all know that I'm not a good shooter. My dad, thank you so much for being so supportive and always driving me to be the best I can. After a tough game at 9 o'clock at night, you'll always go out with me and rebound for hours. Even though I'm pretty sure you've broken many bones and hurt your back several times because you tried to put one against me, I really appreciate you always helping me out. Except for that time when I was 22 you purposely entered me a game and I needed 5 minutes. And even though I always give you a hard time about your obnoxiously long pre-game text, it shows how much you truly care for me and I'm forever grateful. Austin, even though he's not here, I'd like to say thank you to my older brother Austin for being my role model my entire life, not in sports, but in school and life. I look up to him so much in my senior year. I had him on stage just like this. Now I would like to say just a few words about varsity. Caleb, Sabrina, and Braylon, it's such an honor to be moved into varsity, and you guys should be very proud of me. However, if you go on varsity next year, you have to learn some better jiggle against me. Jordan, being a transfer can be tough, but you always kept a smile on your face every day at practice. I'll never forget your time for just second video. Steph Curry is mine. Kaya, I appreciate how you focus on your schoolwork and try to put work in the classroom as well as the play. When I come back from college, I'll be coming over to eat some of the food. Cardi, sometimes I really don't get you, and I have no idea if you're being sincere or not. But you're hilarious and very entertaining to watch. I know you can't shake my hand. Jasmine, I think it's amazing that you are super smart with level 4.0 GPA and found the possible. You're one of the physically strongest people I know, and all players should take notes when you're helping guys. Celine, while on the outside you may seem quiet, I love it when you get feisty, especially with Hannah because she probably deserves it. Madison, you're one of the hardest players I know, and you always have a smile on your face. And you're welcome for starting to try to everyone calling you Madison instead of Matt. Yes, we still have to make our Miley Cyrus remix video for Quit for me. Maya, you literally kill me because you're so funny without even trying to. I am so sorry that my ball always somehow ends up hitting you every day in practice. But you have endless potential and I can't wait to see all you accomplish. Hannah, I freaking love you. You're always dancing until you're wound up, so you always brighten my day. I actually enjoy giving you rides at work because you're so entertaining. Stay blessed. Courtney, I am so proud of how far you've come in the past 5 years I've gotten tonight. You've grown more and more every year, but I've never been more proud of you than this past week. After my injury, you took it upon yourself to get the title, and I'll never forget your heart and you saying, I'm playing for you and everything you've ever done for me in this team. We're going to win it for you. You truly stepped up and showed so much heart, I'll never forget it. To my fellow seniors, Bailey, thank you so much for always taking by my side no matter what. You have so much faith in me and respect me, so I'm extremely grateful. Honestly, you're one of the greatest teammates I've ever had. You sense when I'm out there or not playing my best, and you're always going to pick me up and get me back into my game. You helped me in so many games, many more than you ever realize. Also, thank you for bearing with my nerve and putting my hand on the bench during Valley Visiting games. Just to let you know, Peyton, you only made your clutch free throws in that Valley Visiting game because Galen and I were holding hands. So you're welcome. I'll never forget how you absolutely dominated the Chandler game in our last regular season ever. I can't wait to tell you all about myself in 10 years because we will still be best friends. Peyton, thank you for always being there for me and making me laugh by being your weird self. And yes, you are more weird than me. It's crazy to think that you have been on my team my entire competitive basketball career, and we play of all the same school and club teams for 5 years now. Even though we don't have quite similar interests at all, really, you are someone who I can always go to, and I know you'll always have my back. I swear during games, I was telepathic or something, because you always seem to find me and you throw the nicest passes. It was truly an honor to have you as a point guard for all these past 5 years. P.S. I will always be that undefeated just yet. I would rather have any other people by my side than sitting here than you two. I honestly think one of the coolest things ever is the fact that we are so uniquely different, yet we are so close and we can talk about anything with each other. Thank you for all these unforgettable memories, and I love you guys so much. Fine, I'm almost done, sorry. Okay, finally, I'd like to conclude with something that I hope everyone can take away from it. As most of you know, I broke my hand in the state quarterfinal this year. I'm a short runner. That night, and the days thereafter, it was really difficult for me to cope and accept the fact that I'm playing against each other. I cannot believe that the most important moment of my high school basketball career, my senior year playoffs, I was unable to play on the team. Even though I'm angry at the world, and firmly been saying that everything happens for a reason. I truly do believe that my injury helped fuel the team and fight even harder every game. That Valley Vista game was one of the best team defensive games I've seen all year, and I like to think that it wasn't because I wasn't in, but because they had so much determination to win. I'm not saying that they did it for me, but after my injury, there was a fire and motivation I've never seen before. In addition, in the state championship, everyone really stepped up to the plate, especially Hannah, Courtney, and Carter. Going from being 6-man in a regular season to starter of the playoffs is tough to handle, but Hannah knocked down several shots in the final to give us an early lead and continue with confidence. Courtney, truly playing from her heart, stepped up so much to lead the team and knocked down clutch free throws. And Cardi is just instant energy. Me breaking my hand allowed them chances to lead, and it was their time to shine. While they are huge assets of the team, they never really received the recognition they deserve. Considering they are going to be huge assets of the team next year, me breaking my hand allowed them to become more confident going into their senior year. While at many times throughout our life we wonder why terrible things could possibly happen, I encourage every one of you to just have faith. Everything will work itself out. Maybe the terrible occurrence was just what my team needed to fuel their will. Maybe the terrible occurrence was meant for future goals. While I may never know the real reason as to why I broke my hand, I do know if breaking my hand is what I need to do for my team to win the state championship, I would break my hand 3 times over.